What's up, guys? Welcome back. Brian here with Forest Farm Project. I'm flying solo today. Dad is at home with my son, and they're having fun watching Trash Truck on Netflix and playing and all kinds of fun stuff. And I'm headed out in the wonderful 30-degree weather. Hey, it's warmed up from the last few days, so should be a lot nicer than it has been. But I'm gonna cut up some trees, not cut down. Last night we decided to go nuts right at the end when it got dark, and we just dug a bunch of trees up and pushed trees over. So I've got a pile of trees laying all over the place, and I got to get those things cut up and out of the way. But first, I got to head to Lowe's and get a new chain. Started getting pretty dull last night. I hit a few things right near dark that I couldn't see, so took the edge off the chain and didn't really have time to sharpen it back. So gonna head to Lowe's and grab a couple new chains and head to the property. Let's get to it. Ooh, it's a chilly morning out here today, guys. But man, look at that beautiful sky behind me. It's going to end up being a really nice day, I think. I've only got the morning to work. Got to take my son for some shots this afternoon. Joys of being a baby, right? But I figure while I'm changing out the chain and getting things ready and assessing what I've got to do, go ahead and crank the Mini X up and let it warm up. You always want to let stuff like this warm up when it's really cold. Let the hydraulics warm up. It's not good to run anything cold, and especially with rental equipment. Got to take care of it, guys. You don't want to trash rental equipment, because if you trash it, then prices go up and they stop renting certain things. You know, it's common decency too. Just take care of the stuff you rent. It's not that hard to do. And who wouldn't want to take care of this big, beautiful beast? I tell you what, that EZ53 sure makes life easy. It is a hoss. I tell you, Franklin Equipment, if you got one near you, they got some awesome equipment. This stuff really does a good job, and I tell you, super easy to run. You just jump in them and go, especially the joystick controlled skid steer. Like I've said before, it's just like a video game. If you grew up in my generation, I'm 36, you know, any of the 80s babies and up, you grew up playing video games, those joysticks, it's so easy to just rock and roll. But you might be wondering why I'm going to be using the Mini while I'm cutting trees up. Well, since I'm by myself, it's harder to put leverage on the tree in certain ways if my saw gets bound. I'm just going to pick the whole tree up with the Mini, since they're smaller trees, and just lop it off from end to end, working back and forth. And it saves me having to fight with getting bound up or put me in a more dangerous situation because I'm by myself, and just makes it a heck of a lot easier having it up off the ground where I can work instead of having to bend over for everything. And I can't talk, it's chilly. Also, less chance of hitting debris if my saw is 3 feet off the ground. So let's get to it, guys. Real quick, guys, something else that Dad brought to my attention, and it makes a ton of sense. On these icy mornings when you're going to get in a machine, the steps are not that big on them. And even though they're excellent traction, it's not the hugest surface. Yeah, it's a great word. It's not the, biggest surface to get your foot on. And if it's icy, that's a chance of slipping. Well, when you park the machine for the night, why not twist it a little bit on its axis, leave that track exposed. Now I've got 2 steps, track, step, and then into the cab. Makes it a heck of a lot easier to get into the cab and just a little bit safer. Thanks for the tip, Dad. Okay, while that's warming up, I'm gonna head up and get the chain changed over and get my ice cold chaps on. I probably should have put those in the cab with me to warm up on the way over here. But I wanted to mention one other thing to you. When you're out here running solo, cutting trees, which is, tree cutting in itself is inherently dangerous. Then when you're by yourself, things happen. Chaps, always. Helmet, ear protection, face protection if you got it. It's not worth getting messed up, which I've got to get some new face protection. My mask got busted up. But take those precautions. It's not that much extra work, and it's not worth losing life or limb because you're too cool to wear chaps or a helmet. Also, likelihood of getting cut is there. Know some first aid to take care of yourself if something happens. On top of your basic first aid, get some training on how to use a tourniquet. I carry one in my pocket or in a pouch. It's always nearby. If Dad's out here with me, he knows how to use it as well. We've both had wilderness first aid training, and it's a very, very valuable tool. Can save your life. Definitely get one, guys. All right, let's get to it. just want to show you guys one thing real quick that I've learned while out here digging in these wet, mucky, muddy conditions. No matter how much you try and how much you fight it, that bucket is going to stay completely full of mud. It's a nightmare. So I get a little bit of dirt each time I dig, but it's the way it goes. Just something you got to deal with when it's nasty out here. Well guys, that's about all I've got time for today. Like I said, I got things I got to do, but just wanted to show you another one of the great uses of a Mini X. I mean, it saves you a ton of time, and time is money when you're out here with rented equipment. Picking these trees up makes it so much more efficient, cutting the trees up, and I think makes it a lot safer as long as you know what you're doing and you don't cut everything off of one side and have the tree flip up on you. Work your way back and forth, balance it well in the bucket if you're doing it. Makes a big difference and saves a ton of time. If you like what you see, give us a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button below, check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Have a good one, guys. See you next time.